I'm talking about me. So what you gonna do if your partner say, "Damn, your mama fine"? Okay, that's what you gonna do.
This is a controversial opinion, and not many people talk about this. You hear women say, "Oh, men are so dangerous. Men are so dangerous." Here's my controversial opinion. I think women are more dangerous. I think women are more dangerous. I think the statistics never really go in deep because I believe that women are more dangerous. 70% of one-way domestic violence is committed by women towards men. Lesbian relationships are the most, has the highest domestic rate, the domestic violence rates. I believe, right? Yes, men commit most of the violent crimes, but you never get in deep because I believe that women aim men like a gun. I believe women use men like a gun. So okay, they don't get their hands dirty. They don't add to the statistics. They use men for it. I believe I've seen it. I've seen it before. I've seen it before where, some other man, I don't know, does something to, let's say, or does something, say something, or even hated by a sister, by a girlfriend, by a mother, by a whatever, and she complains. She talks about it. She's aiming that man that she's talking to towards that other man. And this is why, I'm not saying 100%, but I believe a lot of cases, a lot of men that are in prison right now, I believe it's because of women. I believe it's because of women. And not just because, he's did something bad to women. I believe he's killed someone else because of a woman. I'm not saying like all of it, right? But I believe there's a good amount of cases, a good amount of that violent stats, right? The violent stats is men doing something because of a woman. Women don't have the strength, right? Women don't have the power to necessarily hurt men, right? Necessarily inflict a lot of damage on men, physically. So what women know how to do is they know how to inflict emotional damage. They know how to emotionally manipulate, particularly manipulate men. So women will use their power to their advantage. Manipulate that man. Use that man like a gun. Point that man towards the other man you want to hurt. I believe women do this. I believe this is a thing too. They do this to their children, to their sons. They turn their sons into thugs. They turn their sons into future weapons to attack somebody who they, deem needs to be attacked.
So I'm pregnant. I've posted so much of my life online, and I figured it can't get any worse. So have an abortion with me. Very controversial, sensitive subject. I'm going to be very honest and lighthearted about this. So if you're pro-life or if you're going to get offended, don't watch the video. The reason I'm doing this is because this is something that's rarely talked about, and it could be very informative for certain individuals. I've just discovered there's an unknown item in the backing area. This item was not on my list. I do not need this item, and I do not want this item. Will I need or want this item in the future? Most likely. I have to say I am very grateful that I have access to resources, that I'm financially stable, and that I have a loving and supportive partner that is my husband. I feel like there should be 3 requirements when it comes to having a child. Those being that the child should be planned, wanted, and loved. And currently, I cannot check off any of those boxes. Having a kid is a lifelong responsibility that some people just aren't ready for. Call me selfish, but I want to be a literal elite human before I decide to have a child. I want to be in the best shape possible, and I want to have the best health possible, both mentally and physically. And since I'm being so for real and honest, I am currently none of those things. Anyways, let's get on with it. This is mifepristone. This is what blocks progesterone in the body. Progesterone is essential for maintaining a pregnancy. No progesterone, no pregnancy. Down the hatch. See you in 24 hours. Since this is a 2-step process, I'm about to take 4 misoprostol. This is what's going to allow the cervix to soften and dilate in order to shed the uterine lining. By the way, misoprostol is also used for induction of labor and miscarriage management. I'm choosing the oral route by putting these under my tongue and letting them dissolve for 30 minutes. Now, within the next couple of hours, and likely for the next few days, my body will be ridding itself of the cells that are inside me. That's all. So
Look, I don't care, right? I don't care. I'm a pro-choice guy, right? You want to do whatever you want with your life, that's what you want to do. And I admit, right, her video was actually quite informative. I didn't know that I knew about the Plan B, but I didn't know there was other pills that you could take. So, informative. I'll give her that. What I want to talk about is that I feel like so many people, particularly women, are so desensitized. They are so... they don't understand, because I believe we've taken away shame. We've taken away shame, and people just post and that's an OF model, so definitely no shame. But I feel like nothing's private anymore. Nothing is private. Where one, it feels like, and again, her process of the abortion is very nothing. Okay, so I could see why it wouldn't be so traumatic. But she just, I don't know. The first few sentences, it's like it can be triggering, which I guess that's probably it. Why? Because it just feels like it's just nothing, right? An abortion is nothing, and I feel like people make it out, particularly the pro-choice people, make out abortion is just another day. Which in her case, what she did, it would seem like that. But I'm just saying in general, right? So I'm not necessarily going at her. I'm just saying women in general make abortions. they put so little value in abortion, in my opinion. It's just another choice a woman makes. It's just her body, her choice, right? It's just another day. And I feel like it's such, in my opinion, in general, a big choice. So I can never understand why one, women, there's dozens of ways to not have children, right? Not to get to the point. And again, I'm not necessarily picking her because she just took a pill, right? She didn't go through the actual crazy, steps. So I'm more saying that, like, why do not make, more steps? Because again, if it's that easy, take a pill right at the early end, besides for the plan B, women have no excuse for being single mothers. Women have no excuse for getting pregnant and also, I don't know, waiting so long. First of all, why would you let him shoot the club up? Why don't you on birth control pills? It's just so many things, okay? So that's my thing. So I just felt like I did another video, right, of a woman who fully went through. She was already, you could see the actual fetus, the baby, and she went through it. So it just shows me more and more that a lot of women are desensitized to the idea of abortion. Okay, it's just another day. Oh, it's just expressing my freedom, and it's like, it's just like another way to take away accountability for your poor actions, in my opinion. So I don't know. I guess it was a little bit jarring and triggering, and it's like, I feel it's sad when women are desensitized for killing their own babies.
I had an abortion, and it made me even way more pro-choice than I am now. Here is a little monster if you needed any more proof. I got my abortion in December of 2022, I believe. Also, I've heard that it's unethical for nurses to give patients their ultrasound pictures or to show them the ultrasound monitor when they're about to have an abortion because, like, it sways them to not want the abortion anymore instead of, like, allowing them to do whatever they want. That happened to me, and I actually asked to keep the picture because I was just like, I want to scrapbook this so I can show my future kids and be like, you were supposed to have a sibling. Unfortunately, that man was garbage. I kept that baby. I would have been miserable. I would have been stuck with a loser who spends all his time online playing League of Legends, and his mom and him literally shared a bank account because she needed to see how much money she was spending every single day of the day, single moment of the day. Sorry, I would have actually myself. I mean, don't get me wrong. After I had the abortion, I have borderline personality disorder, so I was feeling a lot of emotions and did try to calm myself. So it was a lose-lose situation. And let me tell y'all, it was not fun. It was very traumatic for me. So people who say that people use abortions as birth control is fucking bullshit, because that shit fucking hurt. But if you need to sign on whether or not to get an abortion and you're considering one, this is your sign. Choose you. Choose your happiness, because I'm a lot farther in life than I would have been if I had a baby.
You are literally promoting it like a birth control. It's like, and I can't believe that she would still have the audacity to think that she should still have kids in the future. Absolutely disgusting. I swear, women are just absolutely. You think men are terrible, but like, seriously, hearing this woman, I do not think that she should be a mother, and she shouldn't. And this is the thing where I find women so insane. I find women so insane. So she said all this shit about how terrible this man is, but he was good enough to have sex with you, to use your body. He was good enough for that, right? He's good enough for that. But oh, God forbid you have a child with a man you chose, right, to give your body to. This is the thing. This ain't the 1950s. This ain't the 1920s. Women are not forced to give their bodies to, men that they didn't want. Literally, you chose the man. And here you are, it's like, oh, this man is this man is that, this man, you chose him. It's like, she is a good-looking woman. I guarantee you, she didn't have, no options. This is the insanity of a lot of women. Almost all women, majority of women, you have more than one option. You have actually a lot of options. So the insanity that the option, the one that you choose, that is the one you insult. I chose this man, but he's this, he's that, he's so shitty, he's such a bum. Well, you chose him. How can you, out of all the options you had, but yet you were the one who chose the bum? It's not like you only had the option for the bum. No, you literally free will, right? Free will chose the bum, and it's like, I don't know. It's really irritating. It's just, women like this is insane.
Hey, you better clock that.
I had 8 abortions in total.
I'm sorry, I'm judging. That shit is horrendous. You wonder why, okay? We have a baby mama epidemic. We have problems with people being fine with being baby mamas, yet not married. We have a problem where, the country wasn't in support of the whole abortion shit. Wasn't in support of, women having autonomy over their body. Because here's the thing. To be honest, that is, I've said this before. I've always felt like, okay, I'm free choice, right? I mean, you choose what you want. You choose how you want to destroy your life. That is fine. But there is also a thing where government steps in to stop people from being stupid, stop people from being reckless, because the insanity. You thought it was a good idea to have 8 of them. You thought it was a good idea to let men just finish in you. It's like you're not even practicing safe sex. It's like, imagine this. You let men finish in you. Just think about the pregnancy shit. But do you not even care about STDs? Obviously not. Obviously not. It's just insane to me how... Do women not teach each other anything? Do mothers not care about anything? It's like, this is why there are generational curses. Because you're not teaching your daughters anything. You're not teaching your daughters anything because you know what? You don't care. Your mom was a single mom. You're a single mom. So you know what? If your daughter becomes a single mom, it's, you know what? Who cares, right? It's part of the culture. It's part of the, it's just how reality is. Instead of, you know what? How about making changes? How about wanting better for your kids? But no, you don't. I swear this is like, it is just sad on many levels. This is why men are holding women accountable. This is why men are doing how the dating market is how it is. Because women are reckless. Women let the shitty men do whatever they want to them. They let these shitty men do whatever they want to them. And then, you know what? Later on in your life, like when this young lady becomes, 30, 35? Now she's like, oh, I want good men. I want men that meet these standards, these 6-figure standards, this look standard, this personality standards. Yet you spent your life, interacting, dealing with, giving your bodies, letting these men use you, these shitty men use you. And you think there's no consequences you will suffer from that? You think just having children or STDs as just the only consequence? No, there are magnitudes of consequences to your actions. It's absolutely disheartening that, one, it's insane that you think that that's a great thing to just preach out, because this whole insanity, let me share the most stupid things I've done in life, and then to just think that, to think that that was even a good idea anyway. Like, this is, it's sad. It really is. Shit like this is sad.
Children deserve privacy. I don't think parents should be tracking children's phones. I don't think they should be going through their phones. I don't think they should be putting cameras in their cars. I don't think they should be taking doors off their rooms. I think they're little tiny human beings, and it's super invasive when you're all up in their business. I think when you do that, instead of approaching them with a conversation, all you're doing is teaching your child that they need to be sneakier, teaching your child how to lie and how to hide things from you.
I say this, right? This is the mindset that has created where parents are trying to be friends with their children. And what has it gotten us? And this is just my opinion, where we see more kids are more destructive than ever before. And that's what I'm seeing, okay? Through news, through social media, through whatever. We've seen kids more being destructive. They have no discipline, no respect for authority, no fear of consequences. So no, parents should not be friends with their kids. You do not deserve or qualify for respect and privacy. You don't, okay? Now, parents give you privacy and respect. That's a parent's job. That's what they decide. You don't. This is the thing where it's the entitlement. You don't, you're not being provided for and think that you deserve whatever, privacy, have things your way, things to be talked out. No, you're not an adult. You're not an adult. You're a child living under someone's roof, being provided for. This is the thing where women like this are creating entitlement, right? The audacity to think that this is not your home, that's not your door, these are not your phone, right? You are basically being provided for, catered to, okay? So, and this is, we're creating a generation of women who are thinking that they're entitled. They can, have the freedoms of being an adult, right? Decide what you want. Yet, also, think that, I think men need to provide for me. Men need to pay for dates. Men need to do this. See, that's the problem. That's the generation we're creating, where so many people are feeling entitled, okay? You feel like you're entitled to your parents', support, your parents' money, your parents' care, your parents' whatever. But, on the flip side, you don't think that you are required to do anything for it. You think you're not required to give respect to your parents. You're not required to follow rules. Okay, and this is the problem, right? We're creating a generation of people who don't even understand how to follow rules. Right? There's rules of engagement. There's rules to life. Yet people like this don't understand it. And then when they come out to the real world, they complain about working. They complain about dating. They complain about paying bills. They complain about everything, and they don't realize. Okay, they had life too easy. Parents did everything for you, right? Provide for you and don't require nothing of you. Right? This is something where you have all, and this is a problem where a lot of women are the example of. They expect someone to have all the responsibilities, none of the authority. So it's crazy that when you're dealing with, let's say, a boss, they have the responsibility of paying for you, right? Giving you money, but yet they don't have the authority to order you to do something. This is where we create entitled human beings. So mindset like this is absolutely destroying society, in my opinion, and again, rooted by women.
I told black men they should stop teaching their sons sports and maybe try to teach them how to build a house, maybe learn some trades. They got mad at me and said, why would they teach their son that? And that's exactly why women are requiring so much for y'all to date them. If you're not coming with money, then you can't date her because y'all don't know how to change a tire. Y'all don't know how to change the oil. You don't know how to change a pipe. You don't know how to put down no floor. That's why women are now requiring so much today because you men are coming as liabilities.
One, she's dishonest. She's dishonest. She said, why don't men teach their sons to build a house, to cut wood, start a fire? Not one time did you say, oh, how about not go to college and start a trade and learn a trade? That's the difference, okay? No. See, this is the thing where you're trying to tell people what to do, right? In the sense that, oh, black men are not teaching their kids right. But first of all, okay, in the black community, it is women who are raising their kids. It is women who are raising these boys, not men, okay? Not men. It is women who are raising these boys. So I find it funny that you're telling these men who are not active in their kids' lives to teach them to, a trade or something. No, you should be telling the boys, if you want that, how about go to a trade, right? Telling these boys that it's a bonding experience, right? To do sports. This is the thing where it's weird how I looked at it, right? How most people took it as an insult rather than, I guess, constructive criticism. Because you're not telling, fathers go bond with their kids. No, you're not. You're not telling fathers to bond with their kids. You're telling fathers how to raise their kids, right? You're telling fathers how to raise their kids. When in fact, sadly, a lot of these men don't get the opportunity or the, are they in the situation to raise their kids like that? Their chances are to bond with their kids. It is women who are raising said kids. And here's the thing where I don't necessarily disagree. If you're telling young boys to, how about not think about college, but think about trade? I agree. I 100% agree. But that's not what she was trying to do. So this is why I said this is disingenuous. This is disingenuous. You weren't telling young men to not necessarily think about college, but you could think about trades. You're not doing that. Okay? You were trying to be insulting. And this is why, I don't like how women do this shit, right? They're not going about it. It's the heart. You can sense it. It's the heart where she wasn't going about it, where she was trying to give constructive criticism or, come from the heart. No, she was coming from anger, coming from distaste, dishonor. Because here's the thing, she just said, she showed her color at the end, right? Oh, women require so much of men now because men are not bringing anything. What are women bringing in? What are women bringing in, right? Women have such high standards, okay, but then you're surprised that men have standards too. Right? You're surprised that men have standards where, okay, now you have the approach. Oh, okay, let's say you pay half. Because what do you bring in? What do women bring? That's not a liability. That's not, you have to pay more for her. Women are not like amazing cooks nowadays. Women, when you cook and clean, women expect you to contribute to that. So really, what do women bring? And if you say kids, well, here's the thing where, imagine that you're in a situation where, okay, she brings kids. Now she's putting that over your head. You can't raise the kids how you want it. Oh, no, it has to go through her. So is that a benefit? Not really. So things like this is just ridiculous.
If I'm pregnant with your son and you leave me, I'm 100% raising my son gay. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna raise him gay. I'm gonna raise him.
This may be a controversial opinion, but I think a lot of women use children as pawns. One, to get back at the baby daddy that they hate or whatever. And an even more controversial opinion, to further their own victimhood and selfishness. So one, I think a lot of women do use children as pawns to try to, I think a lot of women purposely don't let the father interact with the children. They would badmouth the father in front of the children. My baby mom, she even my daughter came up to me and say, oh, mom said this about you, and my daughter was relatively older by then. And I asked her, do you think that's true? And my daughter said, no, that's not true. I'm glad that I helped raise a daughter that is more logical and not as easily manipulated as she could have been. But, these bitter single mothers do that, okay? And I think even another diabolical thing that I'm seeing more and more of in current society, where you're seeing so many kids transitioning into trans and, whatever, thinking they're gay, thinking they're a lesbian, whatever. I think it's another thing where women are still not necessarily using it as pawns, but as, self-validation tools, or trying to be self-important, where, oh, I'm a mom that, is promoting my child's identity, right? I think that's happening a lot. You're seeing that a lot in current mothers where, they are destroying their children's lives but they don't care. They only care about themselves. I think all of these women that are doing all the things I'm saying, they only care about themselves. They don't care about the child at all. And controversially, I think the women that leave or break up family, they don't care about the children. They constantly, I'm leaving for the child. No, you're not. You're leaving for yourself. Stop lying. Thinking, if I'm unhappy in the marriage, it would be good to make yourself happy. Right? You don't have to, I think that's another story, but I just think a lot of women are more selfish than they are, letting out to be. So.
Don't like any of you. What else?
I know.
I don't know.
We all knew that.
Good.
We all knew that.
I know. And I'm telling you that. I'm reiterating what you already know. I'm agreeing with you. What else? What else are you going to try to tell me that ain't true? That I already know about myself?
I didn't say you the one who said it.
And I'm agreeing with you. What? Ask your dad too. I told him too. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. You think he wants any of you neither? The fuck? I'm just saying. It's the truth. Nobody wants y'all.
My daddy cares about me.
Good. Because I don't. At least one parent does. Shit. At least one parent does. Thank God for your dad. I give him props for that.
Y'all see this shit, man?
That man, I give that man a
Y'all see
high
this shit,
five
man?
props. Her father. His father deserves a high five props because he cares about these crazy ass kids that I have to deal with.
Now I'll say this, right? If these kids are crazy ass, it's because of your parenting. I mean, you gotta take some blame, right? Maybe not 100% because environment will affect kids too, but you gotta take some blame that if your kids are crazy ass, well, you raise your kids wrong. And here's the thing I wanted to talk about, right? And under the comments of that video, you get a lot of women saying that woman is, give her some grace. She seems tired. She seems stressed out. I always think it's funny, right? Particularly with women. You will give a woman grace if she is, I don't know, saying she's upset or she's exhausted with her kids or she doesn't want her kids, right? She said she hates her kids. She doesn't want them, right? And you think she's tired of it. But if imagine if a man was doing that. Imagine if a man abandoned his kids, don't want his kids, say he doesn't want his kids. Would women give the same grace to a man? I doubt that. I very much doubt that. So I just find that the hypocrisy in that. Because here's the thing where if a man was doing that, women will call that out. Call him a terrible father, terrible parent. Women will not be giving this man grace. Oh, he's stressed. He looks like he's like tired. All that. He looks like he's strung out. Like making up excuses. And you get it, right? You get it. Women will be sympathetic towards other women, but it's fake, right? You're just sympathetic because she's a woman. Doesn't matter what she says. Doesn't matter what she does. Because she's a woman, you'll be automatically sympathetic. But if you change that gender, do exactly the same thing, women will go crazy. I just like to point out those hypocrisies. That's my thing.
Watch until the end.
What do you guys think? Was the mother wrong for that? Was the mother wrong for that? Please tell me, right? I would love to know your opinion. Because now, from my opinion, no, she wasn't. She wasn't. This is a thing where I don't view that as abuse. I view that as discipline. I view that as instilling respect and fear into you. I think, personal opinion, I think white people have ruined parenting. They have introduced soft parenting, and what do we have? We have a generation of really messed up children now. Really. I mean, you could say that, the adults that come out of it are messed up, but I don't think so. I think millennials are the last great generation, in my opinion. I think millennials are the last great generation. Now, society has made them probably soft and, you know, weak, but I still think that they are the last of a great generation, because I think white people have affected minorities in how they parent, where we are not instilling our children, right, with respect and fear. Okay, fear for authority, respect for authority. This is the thing where I get it. Okay, there's a line to it. Abuse and discipline. There's a line. These young girls were acting like adults. They were disrespectful. They were saying the N-word, talking about sex, talking about, no, you shouldn't be doing that shit. You think you're an adult? Well, you're gonna get punishments like it, right? And that's why I don't think disciplining children like this isn't wrong. I mean, again, there is, you know, there are levels. There's a line to it. You can cross it and it will be clear abuse. But things like this, it's, when you know that parents love them, it's not. Because you can see how they're going about it and why, right? There's a reasoning. It's not like you're just abusing children. See, this is the thing where you're abusing children just to abuse them. No, this is you're disciplining children so they can learn, so they know that they're wrong, so they understand that, you know what, this is bad behavior. This is not right. This is not right behavior. They don't have respect for authority. They have no fear for doing stupid shit. That's why right now, one of the things I listen to New York is suffering from is like kids are riding on trains and they're dying from it. Kids are doing that. They're stupid, right? You should fear stupidity. You should fear stupidity. You should fear being stupid. Back in my day, parents say, "Oh, would you want to, you know, if your friends jump off of a bridge, would you do that too?" You fear stupidity, right? You respect authority. You don't do stupid things because, you know, you fear and respect authority. So, I think she was right for it.
And as recently as September 27th. Now, this is the post on that day in September. The video has the caption, quote, "Mama gotta have a life too." And here's the caption on the post that reads, quote, "'Cause what it really do. You're not a bad B word if you're a terrible mother. To all my mamainas handling biz and did not handle biz this week, baby, go to happy hour, bleep them kids." Deputies say they are investigating the home where Romulus and her kids lived, which was more than an hour away north of Houston in Montgomery County, Texas. It is still unclear why Romulus and her children inside that vehicle were in the county south of Houston, again, an hour away Saturday morning when she called 911 allegedly. Romulus is now facing 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Bond is set at $5 million each for each murder count and $2 million for each aggravated assault count for a total of $14 million. Law enforcement would not speculate on a motive in this case. We still don't know that. KHOU-TV is reporting that CPS has made contact with Romulus in the past, but the details of that interaction has not been made public.
Now, I want to say, right, we don't know the details, or at least I haven't looked up the details, but it's not, this is the thing, I just want to show it because this is the thing where we need to stop creating the narrative that, you know, women are naturally nurturers, women are naturally whatever, right? You know, we should always give women the custody. Women are, you know, superior than men. Women are different than men. It's men who are violent. We've created the propaganda, the narrative that men are terrible, women are amazing. We need to break that. We need to break that because we need to understand, we need to start judging people on who they are, right? Inside, the type of people they are. Because we constantly judge people on their gender, race, and orientation. That means nothing. That means nothing. There are good and bad people in every type of demographic. Women, men, gender, good, bad women and men, right? There are good and bad women and men in everything, in race, and gender, and orientation. We need to stop assuming, oh, women are great. Well, because I see like people defending her or trying to defend her, like, you know what, she may be mentally ill and all stuff, but yet, sometimes we do that, right? I've seen the case where if a woman abuses a man, it's like, what did he do? What did he do to deserve it? What did he do to tick her off? And he's like, oh, you know, women are mentally ill, or, you know, postpartum. Now I'm saying not in that particular thing, I'm not saying postpartum, but like, oh, women are mentally ill, women are stressed, women. It's like, it's okay to give excuses to women when women do something bad, but when men do something bad, we automatically condemn him. And I'm not saying that we should like care or love, but it's like, let's keep the same energy. Let's not think about, oh, if it's a man, we condemn them. If it's a woman, we sympathize with them. We need to stop that, okay? Because that will what is it? Shroud, right, our opinions of people, create biases. So this thing is disgusting, and I show it to show you that we are no different. Women are not better than men, and I don't say men are better than women. Okay, we need to stop this craziness that, you know, building this narrative that, oh, we should just have these kind of biases.
Damn, how much she need? That's enough. Damn.
It's only a little bit.
That damn little paper plate ain't over so many pounds. Oh, hell
Journey,
no.
you know everybody else ain't ate yet, right?
Grandma, it's still enough up in there. Let me give me a few more.
A few more, school.
Matter of fact, where that damn a spatula. I'm gonna hit her ass with a spatula.
She need to be. That's enough now. You need to chill out. Come on now.
At a family of 20 in Africa.
That shit was funny. I mean, and the uncle was saying some great liners. But on a serious note, that shit should have been checked. That should have been checked. One of the biggest problems in the black community is diabetes and obesity. That should have been checked. Instead of recording your granddaughter, like literally killing herself with food, you should have stopped it after the first scoop. After the first scoop. I mean, at very least the second. Come on. She had four huge scoops. I mean, that's, I get it. There's love, but there's also ignorance. This is a big problem in the black community. They have, I believe, they are the community that's suffering the most from obesity. And I get it, okay? I'm not saying that I don't understand. Is that, you know, when my mom, and I love her to death, but she, you know, I don't know if I was called bad parenting or whatever, but it's ignorance, where she would overfeed you, but also tell you that, you know, that you get fat and stuff. But because their love is, you know, acts of service, you know, they want to feed you, they want you not to be hungry, but they don't realize that they're also pushing you to overeat and not realize it. Because on the one hand, they push you to overeat, right? If you're too skinny, if you don't eat enough, but they also criticize you if you're fat. That's Asian parents for you. But this is the thing where a lot of parents don't realize that a lot of their, even if it comes from love, the results is very unhealthy, it's not good for them. So you can always see that she's pretty big for, you know, I'm assuming a little kid. I've seen some little kids that are huge. So yeah, this stuff like that's a detriment, and sometimes we have to take charge of people, right? Why the government does it, because if we leave people to their own devices, usually they're self-destructive, and sometimes not even knowing it. I don't know, I'll probably get hate for this, right? But this ain't all black people. This ain't all black people. But this is the thing. Black people do not care about their public image. They do not care how the rest of the world views their community. They don't care. I think controversial. I think the white people's ideology, individualism, right? The individual rightness of I think the white people promoted it has poisoned the black community. They only think about themselves. They don't care how the rest of the world views them. They don't care if the rest of the world views them as ghetto, ratchet, right, low class. They don't care. I mean, they care when you act like it, right? When you treat them like they're low class. They care, but they don't care if the rest of the world views them as low class. Because again, they do not care how they portray their community. They don't believe they even portray their community, right? They don't believe this kind of image portrays a negative image to the rest of the world, and it affects the community's image. Shit like this creates the monolithic image of the black community, when this is so rampant in social media and entertainment. Now, like I said, I've known plenty of amazing black people. I've dated predominantly black women, amazing black women, strong black women would not do this kind of shit. But again, the good side of the black community is not represented. And here's the thing, he's like, oh yeah, it was white media. Really? Right? Really? White media? White media? No. Because thanks to social media, now you have the power within your hands, and you still don't change it around. You still perpetuate what the white media has done to you, right? With TV, which is controlled by, you know, the wealthy white people. Because here's the thing where, I'm sorry, the black community doesn't understand. The rest of the world isn't as individualistic as a lot of American people are, right? American culture is very individualistic. A lot of people is very community-based. It's very family-based. It's very right? Pride-based, okay? It's how every community usually believes that you represent your community. You represent your people. You represent your family. Only Americans don't believe that. Don't view it like that. So that's why they don't understand that, you know, the people who judge you by what they see online, what they see on media, well, because they believe that you represent your community. And when you see this so much, shit like this ratchetness, this ghetto-ness, this low-class mindset, you see it so much, and you see it so much by one group of people, they can't help seeing that this is the negative image of your people, right, of your community. And I believe it's not right, but it is the world, right? It's how it is. And I think this is the problem, where because we have the black community asking to be treated like equals, right? Treated like equals, viewed as equals. But when society, when the world does not view you as the same, as equal, because here's the thing, you don't hold your own people accountable. You don't bash that, you don't shame that. Because other communities would shame bad behaviors. They would shame bad behaviors. They would stamp out, right, a stuck-up needle, right, a stuck-up nail, right. They would hammer down a nail that's stuck up. So it is a terrible thing. I don't know. I just think that shit like that's stupid. right? You don't. I don't know. I think that's disgusting. I think that's idiotic. I think that's poor parenting. I think that's a lack of holding on to responsibilities. Yeah, you have your kid in, but it shouldn't be out that late at night. Your baby should be asleep already.
Right. That's why I'm talking to you right now. That's what I said. You're not listening. I said, what kind of white tea person enjoys or gets upset when black people are instructing, correcting, chastising, or highlighting dysfunctional behavior in their neighborhood? And I just described you. You enjoy black people being dumb and being at the bottom of everything. Because as long as black women take their baby to concerts, you can still talk about them behind closed doors and say, oh, those poor blacks. Oh, they don't know. They're not as smart as us, you know. They don't have the same, those poor blacks. I know you're not.
I think it's a conspiracy. If not white people, or it's the higher ups, right? The wealthy people. They want to infect the black community with individualism. You don't care. Black people's not a monolith. That is a conspiracy. Right? To say that black people are not a monolith is to also show that, you should only care about yourself, right? You should only care about yourself. You shouldn't care about your community. Before the 1940s, right, when at the worst times in one of the worst times in the black community, the community was at its strongest. There was the most marriage rates, economically rising, families strong, marriages galore, right, the highest out of all ethnic groups. After that, right, after the 1940s, 50s. Right, the civil rights movement, it just it just plummeted. Why? I believe that there was a poison to dismantle the community. They know that now that black people had rights, had equality, you need to do something else. Infect the community with individualism, where they only care about themselves. They don't care how their community is viewed. I said this before. I don't think the black community, which is very weak right now, in my opinion, almost non-existent, its leadership is by single mothers, they don't care how the image of the community is, right? Take your newborn baby to a Chris Brown concert. Don't care about, playing drive-bys like with your kids. Don't care about listening to disgusting, hard, right, very adult music. All these things, okay, twerking at a young age. They don't care how the world views you, right? And like she's saying, right, like she was saying, that it's good that black people don't care. It's good that black people don't see themselves as a monolith, right? They don't see themselves as a community. It's good, right? So you can see that, you know what? Let's promote the ugly image instead of, correcting yourself. I'm sorry, but this is why the Asian community is far passing black communities. They're far passing white communities as well, okay? Asian communities are far passing even white communities because they believe in families. They believe in community, okay? They believe in pride. They believe in pride of the community, pride of their people, pride of their family, pride of their country, okay? Asian people believe in pride of that. They care about respecting your elders, respecting your community, okay? They care about not being a victim. They care about representing the community well, okay? So, it's a conspiracy.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is start locking these deadbeat fathers up. Because it's just getting ridiculous. Like, I know they could be locked up for child support, but it got to be at a certain amount or some dumb shit. No, they need to just be locked up off rip for child abandonment. It shouldn't be you have to wait a couple months or a year, whatever it is. I don't know, but it's dumb. I think they should just be locked the fuck up. The same way y'all would lock a motherfucking mother up for abandoning her child or neglect. Y'all need to do it for the fathers. That's what I feel. Fathers need to be locked the fuck up. They shouldn't be walking around in this world living comfortably, while the mothers are struggling as single mothers and they got to do everything by themselves. The fathers just living their life. Why are we letting deadbeat fathers just live? I don't feel like they should be living their life comfortably. Shit, you got a whole ass innocent child out here, and you out here just living your life like it's golden, and nobody cares, right? No, it's fucked up. And they need to be held accountable. Real shit.
Do you know how these men are held accountable? You don't fuck them, right? That's how. Because a lot of these men have multiple baby mamas. A lot of these men, you would think that, okay, if they don't want to marry you, you think that man is logical to be a father to your kids? When you listen to a lot of these women, you ask them, what did he do to show you that he would be a good father? Crickets. This is the problem we're facing. And I said we have a single mother epidemic because, controversial, we have a lot of stupid women. Stupid in the way when it comes to relationships. Right? I'm not saying these women are stupid. I'm just saying that they are idiotic when it comes to relationships. You chose these men. Now you want the government. And the government does do this, right? They do lock up men. You want to make an issue? Go ahead. Push it through courts. And they will do it. They will issue a warrant, do all that shit. But the insanity that you want other people to take up, I don't know, solve your issues. How about don't give these fucking men kids? Don't give these men kids, particularly if these men wouldn't want to marry you. And then when they say, oh, but even if you get married, these men, no, because here's the thing, statistically, women leave marriages. Women are the ones who leave marriages, not men. It's not men that leave marriages, okay? Statistically, women leave them. Women break up families, not men. And I don't know why I don't know why her baby dad doesn't have 50-50 child support, or 50-50 custody. But, again, most likely, he's a shitty man. He's a shitty man. And you know what, at the end of the day, that is your cross to bear. You picked a shitty man. You picked a man that you thought would have been a good father. Guess what? You were wrong. He wasn't. He isn't a good father. So now you say, oh, these deadbeat men are like, these deadbeat fathers are terrible. They need to be locked up. No. You need to keep your shit in your pants. Stop giving every Tom, Dick, and Harry a child. Right? Stop giving every Pookie a child. Right? Think about a man who's morally sound. Right? A man that's morally sound. A man that has principles. Okay? A man has character. No. This Pookie, he has good, he has a good talk game. Right? He's tall, good looking. Good D, boom, I'll give him a child. So no, at the end of the day, it's like we gotta hold women accountable. Because when one man can have multiple baby mamas, you gotta see that, at the end of the day, these women are stupid. Why are you giving these men children? When you ask these women, what made, please tell me, right? I mean, any woman in the comments, please tell me what made you give these deadbeat men children, right? What made you give this man a child? What showed you that this man would be a good father? Please tell me.
God is great.
Is it that simple?
God is great. Don't get no simpler than that, bro.
Did you know that? I mean, everybody knows that, but the way you know it now, did you know it before that incident took place?
You can know it all you want, but until you got to pick up that cross that you can't carry.
This is the stupidity of a lot of women. And I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm saying these are the stupid acts. You thought it was smart enough, logical enough, to set up a camera and record yourself picking up your stroller and going down, 2 flights of stairs? Is it two steps? Instead of, telling your grown, that looks like a big ass kid, right? Your kid could have gone out the stroller, walked 2 steps down, you brought that stroller down with you without setting up a camera. And this is the thing where you said, oh, these are the men that are in the world today. And then you wonder why your mom had it rough. I wonder why my mom was a single mom, right? I'm pretty sure that little boy is wondering why his mom is a single mom. Why did you choose the men that you deal with? At the end of the day, other men are not, don't have the responsibility of caring or taking care of you or worrying about you. Now, if other men want to, be nice, great, but it's not a requirement. It's not part of, what it is to be a man. You have to go out of your way for strangers. That's not how it works. The man you gave a child to, the man you gave your body to, that's his responsibility. But you picked a shitty man. That's the thing. This is why I've said this before, where picking a partner would be the most important thing anyone can do in their life. The most important thing, I believe. So that's why you need to vet men properly. This is why we have a single mother epidemic, particularly in the black community. Why didn't you pick a better man? Why didn't you pick a man that you will marry, or that you see the rest of your life with? A man with morality, principles, right? Character. A man that would stand by his wife, stand by his mother, his child. You didn't pick a man like that. And now you blame other men for the difficulties in your life. That's the insanity of it. Okay? And I gotta say this. To all the women, I've seen so many videos of women saying, men are not men anymore, not gentlemen. Do you understand that being a gentleman is part of the patriarchy? That was during a time where men viewed women as less than, or as delicate, right? As weak. So men had to go above and beyond to, cater to what they believe as weak. The same thing how, men treat children, okay? You take care of what you are responsible for, right? You provide and protect for what you think is yours, what you think is weaker than you, what you think is like special. Do you want? It's like pick and choose, right? Do you want to go back to the old ways, traditional ways, or do you want to be modern? I see a lot of women think they can pick and choose that. Oh, I want, gentlemen's or traditional values, but I don't want the negativity about it. Absolutely ridiculous. It really is.
Aaliyah.
Bro, I'm waiting on my boyfriend.
Girl, shut your little dumb self up. You ain't got no damn boyfriend, girl. Get in this car.
Bro, I can't have a boyfriend. All my friends have boyfriends. All my friends' moms let them have a boyfriend.
I don't give a shit what your friends' moms let them have. I am not your friend's mom. Get your ass in this car. You ain't got no damn boyfriend. Aaliyah, do not play with me because I will drag you by them extensions.
The only extensions you have is all yelling. Mom, you're gonna embarrass me. Leave for real.
No, I'm not leaving. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Oh, and it's so crazy how both of them little boys are walking this way. Are they both your boyfriends?
Yeah. I'm sorry to tell you, but I got 4 boyfriends. I got one for each: shopping, eating, and then for my makeup, and then for more shopping. So they all bought me some.
Girl, get your ass in this car before I drag your ass.
I usually like to put an asterisk or a warning that yes, a lot of things can be fake online, right? So I'm not saying this is my point of view is not necessarily about that particular video or that particular people. It's more like an example, okay? More like a visual example. So I want to preface that, and I also want to preface that nothing is original, okay? If you think that something is fake, but it's still happening somewhere, right? Someone's still living shit, okay? Living this thing. We don't talk enough about how parenting in general has declined, in my opinion. I think parenting in general has declined, where we are doing this, and I get it, right? You don't want to be abusive and stuff like that, but the result is that we are creating a generation that are, in my opinion, worse than ever. They are undisciplined. They do not respect nor fear authority. They do not respect their parents. They do not respect nobody. They do not respect or fear each other. And we are seeing the results of that, okay? We are seeing the result of that right now, where children are doing stupid shit. They don't give a shit what anyone says, particularly their parents. So we are having, I think, a big crisis in parenting and in the next generation. And here's the thing, I'm not saying all, but we are having an issue when it comes to single mothers, because a lot, not all, are raising the next generation of terrible people. They're not raising kids to have fear and respect for authority. They're not. They're not disciplining them in a way that installs that fear and respect for authority. While single father households do better, because I believe they are disciplining children in a way that they do have respect for authority. They do have, better decorum. They do have a bit more, go about life more logical, while I believe single mothers raise kids to go about life more emotional. So that's what thing when I say is I think it's like you're seeing the change, right? You're seeing the change in real time, where we have more single moms than ever before, broken families, and you're seeing the results of how the kids are turning out. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying this is a one-to-one correlation or causation, but you gotta try to, just try to figure out what's the source, why certain things. And I'm putting a hypothesis. I'm not saying this is 100% concrete, but it seems like it. I always like to quote that fathers keep the son out of prison and keep the daughters off the pole. Because here's the thing where I honestly believe fathers used to be more, I think they would hold children to higher standards, where, you're not having your daughter, dealing with so many men, and your son, being a bad kid. I guess it's just all about discipline. So yeah. How life looks without the man-child. Better without. If you saw it, right? She called her baby daddy an angry man-child. I love it when women insult the men they chose. I love it when women insult the men they choose to give their body to, choose to give their time to, choose to give their love to, choose to give their life to. I love it. Choose to give children to. I love it when women insult these men. Why? Because it shows you women's character. This man-child, this angry man-child that you thought he was so amazing, you gave the most precious thing a woman can give to a man. Two things, right? Two of the most precious thing a woman can give to a man: her body and a child. And that man, the angry man-child, she chose to give it to. Not any other man, okay? This is the thing with a lot of women. Most women have lots of options, plenty of options. But they choose these men that they would insult. That they say that, oh, he's an angry man-child, he's a jerk, he's a deadbeat. All these insults women say about men that they choose. It's always funny. It's such a poor reflection on these women. You chose them. No one forced you. No one forced you to choose him. No one made you, right, give him a child. You decide. You decide that. It just shows you what type of person you are. Where that's who you fell in love with. That's who you were attracted to. And now you are insulting the man that you gave your body to, you gave your child to. And this is the thing where women don't think. Men think about that. Why would I want to be with you? Because you have poor judgment and character. Those are the type of men you loved, right? Those are the type of men you gave your body to, you gave your child to, you gave your time to. Now, I question you, right? That's the thing where a lot of men think. I question you, right? Especially, this is the thing where I think it's really poor, right? Poor mindset to insult the people you chose to give your body to. For me, no. I personally would not insult any of the women that I've been with, because then it just shows poorly on me. Say, if I said the women I've been with were ugly, were terrible women, well, I chose to be with these people. That says a lot about me. So I'd rather, put in the image where, they were good people, it just didn't work out. That makes more, that's more, that seems nicer. Wow, oh, these people were terrible people, right? Terrible people. I chose terrible people. I gave my body to terrible people. I gave kids to terrible people. I married terrible people. What's wrong with you? Right? What's wrong with you? Why were you attracted to these terrible people? Why did you give these terrible people so much? Gave them something that you don't give to just anybody, okay? Why do you choose these terrible people out of everyone you had a chance with? It says a lot about you, but women never think about that. They never think about the consequences of their actions.
All the stuff I do for you as a mother. Literally, I take care of you, I feed you, I cook, I do all that stuff. And all I did, I asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill. You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
Well, how you going to ask for my birthday money that I got on my birthday to pay the light bill? And why you trying to take my PS5 away?
Well, you can't play the PS5 anyway if there ain't going to be no damn lights in our house.
You shouldn't have been going out so much. You would have had the money. What happened to the income taxes?
China, first of all, I'm an adult. Stay out my business. When I come to you as a mother and I'm telling you there's an issue where I need help, you help.
Going out so much. I'm tired of you going out. You need to spend time with us, and you need to spend money on your bills.
Leilani, I'm not even talking to you. So you stay in a child's place.
You said stay in a child's place, but you asking my brother to pay your bills. And just like Lay said, you need to start spending money on us and stop going spending money on yourself and your little boyfriend.
Boy,
I always like to take every video with a grain of salt. Who knows if this video is real or not, but nothing is original. Shit like this is happening somewhere. This is a thing where a lot of adults, a lot of parents, mothers in this case, they are including children into adult stuff. Like talking bad about their fathers. Now, trying to take your child's money so you can pay your bills. It's not a child's responsibility to take care of the household. It is yours. You are the adult. It is your responsibility. You see her nails are done. You see her nails are done. This is the thing where it's like, yeah, you have money for other stuff to live beyond your means. But when you actually need your money to actually do adult stuff, take care of your adult responsibility, you don't have it, it's your fault, 100%. I hate this thing where a while back I saw this video of a woman who was homeless with her kids. Someone told me that, her money got stolen. But it's like, you only have 1 month of rent? You put your money under your bed? I mean, it's like, seriously. It's just, the irresponsibility is, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. We as adults, it is our responsibility. Bills, taxes, whatever, taking care of stuff. It is our adult responsibility. You cannot change that immutable fact. You can't. It is a responsibility that, as an adult, that's what we have to handle. And in this particular case, to include your kids into your responsibility, you said don't get into. You are putting them in. You're putting them into adult situations. So it's just, this just shows you a lot of mothers, parents' selfishness. Where if they have a problem with their partner, the father, or whatever, the parent, they show it in front of the kids. It's like, it's really, you don't understand what traumas you are putting onto your children. It's really sad. It really is. It's just, people like this are just selfish. They only care about themselves, and they don't know how to be an adult.
So my boys are actually not wearing girl clothes. They are just wearing clothes, and whatever makes them happy, they can wear. Mama, so beautiful.
Now, I'm just using that as an example, okay? So it's not really about the dress or whatever. This is a kind of a conspiracy theory I have. That I believe a lot of women who are secretly man-haters, they're feminists, get with a weak man, whatever, usually leave that man, right, a single mother, and then if they have a son, they because they have such disdain for men in general, they try to effeminate that man, make him more feminine in nature, right? Mindset and energy and just personality and traits. It's just very feminine in, like I said, mindset and how you go about life, calling yourself beautiful instead of handsome. It's like, and again, it's not necessarily the dress, which the dress is like already very feminine in nature, but it's trying to push towards a more feminine feel for a kid, where you're not letting, because I honestly believe naturally a lot of, and it's not always, but I mean a lot of boys will exude a more masculine energy, be more rough, tough, play around more. It's not, but even though, right, we don't need to restrict children. I believe women actively, in my personal opinion, actively push children, i.e. boys, to be more feminine, to be more in tune with their emotions, be more emotional. So and I believe that has become a detriment. So controversial, right? I think you're seeing that how a lot of men are transitioning to be more women. You see women complain about it, like they say, oh, there's no masculine men anymore, and all this, bull crap and stuff like that. But it's just, I believe that I just did a video of a gender reveal of a woman upset that she's getting a son, really upset. She's extremely upset, and that led me to thinking that yes, I think a lot of women are like that. They don't like men. They don't like men. Not like they hate their sons, but they don't like men. So secretly, subconsciously, deep down, they are raising their sons to not be a man in a way. They actively try to make him more feminine in nature. So I think that we are seeing a new generation of men where they're not successful in life, or they're not adapting well in life. They're very emotional men, very emotional. They can't control themselves. They can't control their emotions. Because this is the thing where I believe one of the traits of being a man is controlling your emotions. Stoicism, right? Is to control your emotions, because men know that being overly emotional is one very dangerous, and honestly, being emotional is it's chaotic and you can't control it, right? We've seen it with women. Being emotional is not being overly emotional is not a healthy thing, because it can lead to very, violent situations, or just bad situations. Being overly emotional isn't a good thing. Being logical is better. Controlling emotions is better than being overly emotional, especially for men have the disposition or the ability of strength. So it's not a good thing. This is disgusting. Okay, I mean, the family court is really unstable, or it's really just, I think they're shitty. I do think they're shitty, and I don't think that they investigate things thoroughly. I don't think they quickly investigate things. Okay, it shouldn't get to the point where things like this happens, right? A Florida mom kills her 2 children herself after losing custody. She must have had, this is a thing where no actually good parent would do something like that unless you're mentally ill. If this is a thing where if there has to be a reason, right, why you would lose custody, because it's just rarely, I'm not saying that there aren't any cases, but it's rarely that you're a competent mom, a great mom, and yet you lose custody of your child, right? Rarely. And to lose custody of a child, you think that if you can't have your child, no one can. You're mentally unstable. Something's wrong with you, okay? So, but again, I could go on about how, terrible the situation is, and how this is a thing where how a father needs to fight for custody. I've always believed that at the very least, everything should be 50-50. 50-50. I don't know. However they determine it. 1 week in you, 1 week in her, whatever. Okay, I don't know. It's just however you guys determine it, but it should be 50-50. And this is why you gotta pick better. You gotta pick someone that this is the thing where we have gotten to a society where we either marry, something like this is disgusting. That man dragged this woman through court for 8 years while he had an attorney and she could not afford representation. The only man who drags the mother of his child through court for 8 years is abusive. And I wrote it, but I'm going to say it. This is the problem with people and women in general. Men can never win. If he doesn't fight for his children, right? If he doesn't fight for his kid, he's a deadbeat man. Right? He's a deadbeat father. This is the thing where this is what it's like. This is the funniness where most fathers don't have the money to fight for custody. That's why they lose custody. Most fathers don't have the money to fight for custody, and then those men, women, and society in general call these men deadbeats. Call these men just they don't care about their children. They don't care about their children. They whatever other languages we have. I've seen this constantly saying, oh, you know what? This is men don't care about their children because they don't fight for custody of their kids. So now that a man has the money and do fight for custody of his kids, he's abusive. Men can never win in any situations in people's mind, and in particular, a lot of women's minds. Men can never win. Like if he fights for his kids, he's abusive. If he doesn't fight for his kid, he's a deadbeat dad. There's no winning in people's eyes. That's what irritates me so much. That just because he's a man, right? He's a piece of shit no matter what situation he's in. No matter what he does, he's a piece of shit. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter in women's eyes. It doesn't. It's tiring. Sadly, he broke her. He won, but did he? At what cost? His kids' lives, as well as the mother of his kids. She was wrong to take the lives, no question. However, he could have compromised his fight and not overlook the fact that at one time there was this is a thing where compromise. No, where's this energy, right? Where's this energy when fathers go through this shit? Right? When fathers get zero custody or visitation rights, or they get weekend custody. Where's this energy? It's funny that, okay, if it's a woman, yeah, he needs to compromise. He needs to compromise. Okay? Because he's winning. Because he would get full custody, so he needs to compromise. But no. When women have full custody, which generally women do, I hear crickets. No one's telling that women need to compromise. That women need to actually do 50-50 instead of having full custody. No one's saying that shit. No one cares. This is the thing. We live in a world where, this is why I do not believe in an actual patriarchy. Because men in general do not have power. Men in general are not cared about. They're shitted on. Okay? It's like, no one cares about the problems, the pains, the issues of men. No one gives a shit. But when it comes to women, right? When it comes to women, we need to compromise, right? We need to make things right for the woman. Why? It's like ridiculous. Why did he want full custody? And you were surprised by the outcome. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Majority of mothers have full custody. Why do mothers want full custody? Where's this energy for the 99% of the cases? Where's this energy, right? But for the 1% or whatever of cases where fathers do get full custody or want full custody, why does he want it? Why does he want it? God forbid a father wants full custody of his child, wants to see his child more often than the weekends. God forbid that. But no, right? Women, full custody, it's normal, right? That's how it should be. I swear to God, there is no situation a man can win in women's eyes. There isn't. I'm tired of this shit. I really am. Because we live in a world where it's, women make the rule, or the societal rule. They make the societal narrative. Men are shit when any kind of situation, right? Good, bad, whatever. Any situation, men are crap. Men are always at fault. Men are always wrong. Okay? Shit is tiring.